Greetings all! Today, we'll be examining the relatively uncommon normal-type Pokemon Wooloo and its uncommon evolution Dubwool, the two collectively known as the Sheep Pokémon. Though they might look too cute to be a serious threat, the members of the Wooloo family are decent walls that can definitely take a beating and fight back the best that they can.
Wooloo have dark brown skin with 4 feet and floppy ears, the head additionally being adorned with small horns, a small pink nose, and large black eyes. The majority of their form is covered by a thick white fleece that protects them against the elements and attack. The evolved form, Dubwool, have a similar body form, but their cloven feet are more distinguished in this form, and their woolly body has grown in thickness, now being adorned with a black splotch pattern across its breadth. Their upper horns have grown considerably in size and length, curving towards the back of their body, while a second pair of smaller horns has developed on their lower head, poking out beneath and to the sides of their lower jaw.
Wooloo and Dubwool are fairly simple animals that spend much of their time grazing on grass for sustenance, and are fairly easy to take care of as a result of their easygoing nature and basic level of intelligence.
They do not have much in the way to offer in terms of offense as a whole, their forms mainly relying on tackle attacks to ward off potential predators at a young age, but this is in due part because they usually do not have to worry about being attacked on account of the springy and protective nature of their fleece. Their fleece in question acts as a powerful shock absorber for these creatures and allows them to take just about any sort of weak attack and cause it to bounce right off of them. In fact, these creatures could easily fall off a cliff onto their backs and get up completely unharmed for the most part, making it a lot more difficult for most to deal direct damage to them with the weak physical attacks seen among many young Pokemon.
This means Wooloo, and by extension Dubwool, can take a surprising amount of punishment to their forms and remain unscathed, unless a strong physical attack or decent special attack can break through their defenses, thus making them decent walls at a young age.
However, it is noted that the thickness of their fleece also makes it so Wooloo in particular can generally only roll like a ball to get around at a decent pace, and if their fleece grows too large, it can make it impossible for them to move around at all, so great care needs to be paid to making sure they can remain mobile at all times. In the case of Dubwool, the degree to which their fur can absorb and re-emit kinetic energy is amplified immensely, and the fibers must be specially treated in order to reduce their elasticity. Otherwise, if something is made out of their raw, untreated fibers, such as a doormat or a carpet, it can easily be made into something akin to a trampoline, causing even the slightest jump onto it to rebound an individual high into the air. Thankfully for most, Dubwool are normally quite docile and prefer to spend their time in peace with their flock, rarely ever attacking others unless their lives are threatened in the wild, so they can usually go without showing this unusual attribute on a frequent basis.
Not surprisingly, this potent fleece allows these creatures to have access to the rare Fluffy ability as a base ability and Bulletproof as a hidden ability, but while Wooloo and their skittish nature can also allow them to have Run Away as a base ability, Dubwool rarely back down from a fight and can have Steadfast in its place.
In terms of stats, in the case of Dubwool, it can be said their offensive abilities and overall stamina are lacking in the way of power, with the base HP attack and special attack stats being below average for fully evolved normal-type Pokemon, but they make up for this with sturdy defenses and surprising agility despite their large forms, giving them above average defense, special defense, and speed stats for fully evolved Pokemon of their type, ensuring that they can take at least a few decent hits before falling in battle. While they might be limited in terms of the variety of moves they can get access to naturally, Wooloo are more valued for their fleece anyways, and are almost exclusively raised by farmers in the Galar region for this good. The wool that is made from Wooloo is made into clothes that are incredibly strong thanks to the physical structure of the springy mass, and they can stretch and bend to absorb just about any type of kinetic force without easily tearing or otherwise being damaged. This means that Wooloo farms are quite common to see in the grassy parts of their native land, especially in the southern reaches of the Galar region, and they can often double as adorable pets for young and old alike. Wooloo are easily trained and are smart enough to follow basic commands quite well, and they have more than enough defensive moves under their belt to make good use of what they naturally have to work with, as seen with moves like Copycat and Guard Split.
This can make these little sheep a bit harder to put down than one might initially think, and as a whole makes Wooloo fun little creatures to play and experiment with if one is willing to be patient enough to raise them to the point of acquiring more useful offensive attacks like Double Kick and Headbutt.
The peaceful nature mentioned already in regards to Wooloo and Dubwool is quite pervasive within the family, but it is also noted that Dubwool in particular can be quite the staunch defenders of their pride and will fight off anything that dares to disrupt their daily life, even if they are clearly outmatched. On the one hand, these creatures do have majestic, sharp horns on their bodies that grant them a tough appearance. However, these horns are almost never used for battle in any way, instead mainly existing as a way to attract members of the opposite sex during mating season. They can still use them to frighten off others though, and are so committed to a battle once they get involved that they will not easily be made to turn tail and run away, which explains why they lose access to the runaway ability when they evolve, getting steadfast in its place. Moreover, they are able to make the most use of their basic attacks to strike others when desperate with tremendous force, allowing them to get access to the last resort attack late in life. This can certainly make these creatures tough customers to deal with, as their base stats are practically double that of their pre-evolved form in almost all areas, and as a whole, Dubwool are far more efficient combatants and capable of definitely holding their own in a fight.
Peaceful in nature and still able to defend themselves as needed, the members of the Wooloo family are unique creatures that can make for good partners for young trainers just starting to get their feet wet in the world. They might not have a lot in the way of natural type variety among their moves, but these sheep can nonetheless make themselves a decent force to contend with in friendly battles when push comes to shove.
Just do yourself a favor and make sure that you try to keep your fun with them to a safe standard. Pushing a Wooloo down a hill just to watch it roll might be funny to you, but it is unlikely that a Dubwool will find it just as funny and instead may push you down the hill just to see how you like it.
Thank you all for watching this video. It is always a pleasure to help teach others about the world of Pokemon and the many facets of it that exist in both the world we call home and the world they call home. If you'd like, please leave a comment and subscribe and ring the bell to this channel to get regular updates on content and anything else that might be going on. You can find me and my written work on DeviantArt under the name Utitus, and be informed of information and content uploads on my Twitter page and my Patreon page. Donations are always welcome. Always remember, the world of Pokemon is a vast and varied place, and there's no telling what secrets might be hiding just around the corner. So keep watch, stay vigilant, and always prepare for the unexpected. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day.